Tired of the Marx slander. It's always the Communist Manifesto, but never primitive accumulation. If y'all knew what primitive accumulation was, no one would be saying anything about Marx. This man really said, yeah, they closed the commons to force y'all into wage labor. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. He said the mode of production is what determines values. Guys, consumer culture. Consumer culture, are we gonna deny that? It makes me so sad that so many people view Marx as just the Communist Manifesto when his other theories are so good. Don't argue with me. Go read Marx, specifically primitive accumulation. Or you can stay tuned and I'll cover it for you.
That's a good idea. Sorry, y'all. That's a good idea. I encourage a lot of people that you don't have to do what I do, or anybody else that does this type of media does. Like you can do like an audio book with theory. Like I meant to say this last show. I didn't do a show Monday because I was so tired, man. Like got home from the gym and I just went to sleep. But yeah, like it's a lot of things you guys can do. And also I meant to tell Anthony this too as well. You know, hey, like you can make your podcast, make your podcast series about theory. Like just read theory, and then a lot of people ain't got time to read theory. Because people have lives, people have to take care of kids or take care of their loved ones or work. Because if you don't work, you're homeless, and a lot of times even though you still work, you're still homeless. So I mean, you damn you don't, right? But I'm just saying, it's like we need more people to do that. Um, I don't read much theory. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a know-it-all. I don't know much of shit. To be honest with you, but when I do have the time, I look at I read the Communist Manifesto bit by bit. I'm not really an audiobook guy because I kind of like reading it on my own because I guess it's just the way my mind works. Probably my autism or whatever. I comprehend better by reading it, but it is what it is, man. Like I encourage more people to do that. Like if you a big theory head, like a lot of people are, do audiobook. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, guys. That's a weird introduction, but what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Good Faith Show on the ATP Network. I'm Andre Morton, and we own almost every user-generated content platform: YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. And also, too, I'm trying to get on Kick too as well, but every time I check Kick, it says we still offline. I don't know what that's about, but I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, man, we want to get on more platforms. Hopefully, we get on Rumble soon too as well. Um, so so yeah. But I have some shameless plugs. Follow the official ATP Network Twitter account. The handle is on the bottom of your ticker. At ATP Network 247. Like the video, it helps us out a lot. I appreciate you guys watching our stuff. It's almost gonna be a year since I started doing this stuff, man. Like, this network had its ups and downs. People came and went, unfortunately. I had a vision, a bigger vision of what the network is supposed to be about, but I'm one of those people to believe that stuff happens for a reason. You don't understand it. You get upset. You get frustrated. You get a little bit angry too. I ain't gonna lie, but like the more longer time goes on, the more you start to realize like you know shit happens for a reason. So anyway, beyond that, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, whatever you watch it on, YouTube or Rumble. Um, if you're on Twitch, welcome as well. I was about to pull the plug on Twitch, but it seems like people are watching, got stuff on there. So yeah, thank you for that. And also too, our Palestinian brothers and sisters need our help. So go to GazaFunds.com. Gaza Funds, it's verified. A group of people come together, put together, just put together different Palestinian mutual aid accounts, and they put them on this one site. And I encourage everybody. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but if you got time to be on Twitter, shit posting, and shit like that, you have time to go on GazaFunds.com and share one of these Palestinian mutual aid requests. I'm just saying now, some of you know who I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I'll be on Twitter all the damn time, which, that's you. Me not. It is what it is. But again, like, you claim you care about Palestine, the Palestinian people. You hate Israel, so, support the Palestinians by going to GazaFunds.com. And it's not a scam. It's verified. Because, I don't like to scam my audience. So, so yeah, man. Again, yeah. Like, I encourage a lot more people to do more, like, stuff like that. Like, we need more voices out there, man. Like, the left is so small. Like, the right, see, they have money, infrastructure behind them. That's why. That's how come they are able to push out their propaganda. You know, so, we gotta do it. We gotta do it the hard way. So, yeah, I got a couple of clips to show y'all before I get to the stories. There ain't really much to talk about because it's kind of like the news segment now since, I guess, ever since the first 100 days of, the administration and Doge and all that shit. Chaos of that. Like, it kind of died down a little bit, but yeah. And also, too, before I get to the clips, speaking of the Joe Biden cancer diagnosis thing, a lot of people say to me like, Andre, you're wrong. To feel like that, you're heartless. How would it feel if your family had cancer and like karma's gonna come to me and all that stuff. Like, let me say this. Um, you know, I don't wish sickness on anybody. Okay, but when you do things that cause other people to suffer, such as war crimes and destroying cancer hospitals. And then when you come down with cancer, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's all I said. And then, in terms of my family getting cancer, yeah, like my mama had it, my daddy had it, one of my aunties had it, and my grandma had it. So yeah, I know I experienced family with cancer. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody has experienced that. And also, too, this is true. People keep saying this, like, cancer's in everybody. Cancer is nothing but cells. It's in everybody. But again, it's like, I mean, I don't regret what I said, and I'm not going to take back what I said. And also, too, I really do believe that Joe Biden has been dealing with this for a while. I think he's been dealing with this since 2020. And also, too, I just thought about it. Joe Biden did a speech where he said he had cancer when he was talking about toxins in the air or whatnot. Um, something like that. So yeah, like he been dealing with this, but his aides and his team covered that up along with his cognitive decline, which they admit in a book. Like, yeah, he had cognitive decline, and then if he was going to run again, he might have to use a wheelchair and all that shit. Like, yeah, I mean that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a big problem when the president of the United States don't know where the fuck he at most of the time. Like, that's that's not normal. But anyway, so that's what I had to say about that, because people really get on my goddamn nerves about that shit. I'm not heartless. I'm just, sometimes what Michael Mix say, chickens come home to roost. So, anyway, man, back to the regular scheduled programming. Um, Now, this right here, this is sad, man. Like, Diddy, damn, man. Just take a look at this.
Why do you feel that way?
So these are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a T-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20.
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is. Yeah, they just tried to pay me $20 to wear a free puffy shirt.
Stop. I could tell because
The lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like, I'm good.
so just $20. And if you need $20, all you have to do is wear a free puff shirt.
Just stand out here.
And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Did they say how many hours?
$20 an hour. And she told me she got paid like $60 yesterday for standing out there in 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, Diddy boy, that dude hell, man. So I don't even know what to say anymore. So basically, apparently those people that ran Free Puff Daddy T-shirts, apparently they don't give a fuck. They just want the $20 an hour, right? Probably more than they get at their regular job, right? I mean, look, like they wasn't doing nothing. They just standing out there, like a protest. You supposed to chant, right? Supposed to take action. Them folks just standing out there. People taking pictures of them. I guess that what they were supposed to do. I guess I don't know, man. Then shout out that woman said, "No, I ain't wearing that shit." Like man, like bro, like that's sad, man. That's wow, wow. $20 an hour just to say free Diddy. Oh man, these people have no chill, man. They really don't. They really don't. So anyway, man. On the sadder note, here's another video. Yeah, I had to cut that off because of copyright. Yeah. Oh man. So it says this is not a movie about the Holocaust, a real Holocaust committed by Israel in Khan Yunis, South Gaza. So yeah, y'all see that right there, man. Those are bodies, and they pulling bodies out the rubble. Um, and I mean, like, how can you, how can you? Oh, sorry about that, guys. The hell? There you go. Sorry about that. How can you watch that and not have no sympathy, at least no empathy? I mean, like, you just psychopathic, man. I mean, like, this how Zionists feel. Like, Zionists. I mean, that's a Zionist mentality. Like, you ain't got to be. I mean, the understanding what's going on in Israel and Palestine is an easy thing to understand than probably what Syria and stuff like that with Assad and all that stuff. I get that. I'm still learning about Syria. I'm still learning about foreign policy, man. Like, I'm not a foreign policy head. Like, again, guys, like, you know, I'm raw and uncut in this bitch. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all how it is. Like, I'm still learning. Like, I'm just a year into this shit. Like, I got a long way to go. Like, I look up to Nick Cruz. Like, he know way more than me. I look up to Sabby, Rome, JB. Like, they know more than me. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I know everything and shit like that. So yeah, it just man, watching that shit, it ain't shit, bro. I'm sorry. Just watching that, that right there, man. Like, it's like, how much more can we take? How much more can they take? Forget us. We just watching on our phones. Like, the Palestinians in Gaza are experiencing that shit in real time, bro. Like, these little babies these babies growing up there experiencing all of that, all of that, just man, chaos. I'm telling you, man. Like, but so many people that just don't give a fuck. And it's just sad. It really is sad. Like, our government funding this. Um, Joe Biden. See, this is another reason why I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden having cancer. He tweeted, well, his team tweeted, thank you for the love and support. Fuck your love and support. You're the reason why the Palestinians are going through this shit right now, man. Fuck you, Biden. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Shit, I don't give a fuck about your support. Fuck that, man. And these liberals need to shut the hell up too, man. Like, I'm telling you. Like, these the same liberals that said that Palestinians deserve what they get only because the Muslim population in Michigan, for example, didn't want to vote for Genocide Harris. Like, just shut the fuck up, man. Just shut the fuck up. Oh God, man, I'm getting fired up, and I haven't even drunk coffee or nothing. Holy shit. So anyway, man, what we'll talk about today, um, police don't protect us. I'm just going to talk about that for a second. Somebody asked me a question today about that, and it's true. Most Americans don't earn. Most Americans don't own enough to afford a basic living. I mean, that's crazy. Javin Crockett. I mean, she knows who the Democratic Party wants to run. And then shit. Then more news about Trump and Gaza. So anyway, if you just joined me, man, yeah, I kind of got a little fiery, unusual today. Like the video, it's free, don't cost you a damn thing. And all right, guys, let's get to the first story. Okay, guys, so the first story I want to talk about is this from, oh boy, CBS News. It says most Americans don't earn enough to afford basic cost of living. Analysis finds. I mean, wow, like this has been going on forever. But hey, better late than never for CBS News to make a story about it. So yeah, I'm gonna play the video, then I'm gonna read the article. So here we go.
Now, this is an eye-opener. Most Americans are not making enough money to afford the basic costs of living. A new report found a, quote, minimal quality of life is...
Wait, he said this is an eye opener. I'm like, yeah, you guys that work in corporate media is just so y'all is so late to the game. Y'all is so y'all so out of touch with the average person. The media's job is supposed to do investigative journalism. Like these people don't do investigative journalism. They do stories like this every now and then. They might go to the hood or, go to a poor white community and talk to somebody or something like that every now and then to maintain their credibility. But most of the time is to promote propaganda for either the Democratic or Republican Party. Like eye opener. Like, dude, this ain't nothing new. Oh jeez.
out of reach for the bottom 60% of American households. Now, this analysis considers whether people can afford food and shelter, and it also looks at the affordability of technology tools for work and education, as well as health and childcare. For more on the economy, we're joined now by Claire Jones. She's a U.S. economics editor for the Financial Times. Claire, good morning to you. This is pretty sobering stuff. In addition to the point I just made, yesterday, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell spoke in Washington saying the Fed is prepping for a new economic environment with higher inflation risks, and therefore interest rates may stay elevated. So what does this entire picture really mean?
I really like it that you picked up on Jerome Powell's remarks yesterday, because I think what they tell us is how much the world has changed. The Fed chair was making these remarks at what the Fed calls its 5-year review conference, where it looks at its framework. The last time the Fed did one of these reviews, we were in a world where there was too little inflation. We're now in a world where Powell is acknowledging there may well be too much. And we've seen the impact the recent bouts of inflation have had on the cost of living for the average American. And what it's also going to mean is likely higher interest rates going forward. We're not going to see interest rates fall to the sort of levels that they were at after the 2008 financial crisis, or the sorts of levels that they were at during the early stages of the pandemic.
So these could be the early signs of a weakening economy, and no one wants to be in the position of a recession. Is there any mechanism or way to avoid that?
Well, I think we're certainly in a better place than we were this time last week. You know, we saw the talks between Scott Bessent and the Chinese vice.
Yeah, but even though it won't be 145% tariffs on in goods, still 30% tariff on goods, which is still bad. I mean, a lot of people still gonna get fucked. And then I seen somebody on YouTube talking about this. that the impact on the tariffs is now happening in stores. So yeah, maybe you could say that the trade war has a lot to do with the inflation, which we know during the pandemic with the supply chain, like a lot of these companies didn't even have to raise prices; they just did because of greedflation. So yeah.
Minister in Geneva, and they really had a significant impact on reducing the recession risk by cutting the tariff on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%. That'll help a lot, but we still are likely to see higher prices in the months ahead and
Yeah. Oh, so instead of, having two black eyes, you have one black eye. That's basically what you're saying, which is bad because your eye swole as fuck. Come on, man. Like that's yeah.
low growth in the months ahead. And the big reason for that is the tariffs and the trade policies of Donald Trump.
And one of the largest companies saying they're impacted by that is Walmart. They expect to see price hikes later this month tied to tariffs. What might that mean for the budgets of everyday Americans who are already struggling to pay for the basics?
Yeah, and already these things are already expensive. So yeah. Um yeah, this is not looking good, man. This is oh man, like the working class can't never win, and this is why um the working class needs to come close to gut more than ever, man.
Well, I think it's very bad news. And what Walmart is saying is what we're hearing from a lot of smaller business that we're speaking to as well. You know, the tariffs are 30% rather than 145% on China.
Wait. I thought Walmart basically said that most of their stuff is made in America. So why are you raising your prices then? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? The CEO did come out earlier this year when you know Trump said he's gonna put tariffs on these countries, and Walmart said, "Yeah, most of our stuff is made in America, so our prices don't have to go up, but they're gonna go up because because of greed, corporate greed." Yeah, I just thought about that.
Are much better, but it's still going to cause a lot of pain. And what I'd add is that this pause in the reduction of the tariffs, it's only there for 90 days. So there's a lot of uncertainty ahead, not only for businesses, but for US consumers. And we're still in a lot worse place than we were at the start of this year. So the outlook, it's not looking like a total disaster, but it's not looking as good as it might be.
That's the reality check. That's the world as it is. Claire Jones, thanks for joining us today.
All right, guys. So that's that. Now it says here, the gap between what Americans earn and how much they need to bring in to achieve a basic standard of living is growing. According to a new report, the analysis from the Ludwig Institute for Shared Economic Prosperity looks beyond whether people can afford daily necessities like food and shelter to consider whether they have the means to pay for things like technology tools necessary for their jobs, higher education, and health and childcare. Um, and also, too, I have to add this side note in as well. This is why people are not having kids. I mean, this is one of the reasons. I mean, a reason for me primarily why I choose, not, well, I'm up in the air about it, but I'm just saying it's like, because this world is like diabolical right now, it's hard to bring a child into that. Like, already going through trauma, and we have a child, and sometimes you feel like the world might not get better. You're trying to make the world better. Like, if I wasn't trying to make the world better, we'd be doing this shit right now. But I'm just saying. And also, too, can't afford it. Like, the little measly $5,000 baby bonus ain't gonna cut it. And it costs what, $14,000 per child to raise a child? Really more than that. I think that's just the low end. So let me continue. LISEP tracks costs associated with what a research firm calls a basket of American dream essentials. The group says this minimal quality of life index provides a truer picture of how Americans are fairer than standard economic data such as the nation's gross domestic product and jobless rate. The index captured the annual change in the typical cost of facing low and moderate income households who are looking to maintain a basic quality of life. We analyze these components not just in terms of financial figures, but as crucial elements that shape a family's capability to achieve a desirable standard of living. The group explains in a paper describing this approach. And also, let me say this too as well. You know, the system don't even want you to have just a regular basic standard of living. Think about that. Just think about that, bro, because they exploit us, hoard all our wealth, all our production. Like, you know, you can't even get a basic standard of living. Like, nobody's talking about getting a mansion or a penthouse. Like, just a regular house. Child care, like that's just basic living. Child care, health care, food, even. Like, man, this is wild. Um, the findings for the bottom 6% of U.S. households, a minimal quality of life is out of reach. According to a research organization focused on improving lower earners' economic well-being, the middle class has been declining. We just haven't recognized it fully. I mean, you just now noticing that like the middle class is basically obsolete in America, bro. Like it really, to be honest with you, is working class in in the wealthy elite. Like it is no middle class anymore. Um, like to me, the middle class is dead, kind of dead. But um, it says it's really dangerous because it's kind of a thing that leads to social unrest and it's not fair. Oh, you heard it? Heard he said it leads to social unrest. Yeah, yeah. Like they said, boots on the ground. Yeah, yeah. Like this is unsustainable, bro. People gonna snap. People's going to snap. Like yeah, this is why we talk about a revolution. Some of us. The American dream is not that it's given to you. Is if you work hard, you have a chance to get ahead and achieve the things in life that you want to achieve. It's not living in a tent, not having to steal. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys watching have been propagandized with the same rhetoric I've been propagandized with, and that is, if you work hard, you graduate high school, you go to college, get your degree, like then you'll be all right. You know, you'll live a good life, and that turned out to be not true. Um, like um, like um, like you go to college, most likely you're gonna accrue a whole lot of student loan debt, which you're probably not going to pay back, and most of your jobs are taken away with AI. So most of these jobs are yeah taken away with AI, and then on top of that too, um, keep upping the requirements for a lot of these jobs. Back then, you probably need a bachelor's degree to get most of these jobs, but now might need a master's or you need a doctorate. Like, like come on, man. Like a lot of these degrees are really paperweights. You know, unless like somebody said this too. Like, I recommend people going to college if you know that your degree will pay off over time. Like I'm just saying, like I recommend going to trade school or something like that. Uh, it says the Ludwig Institute also says that the nation's official unemployment rate of 4.2% greatly understates the level of economic distress around the U.S., factoring in workers who are stuck in poverty wage jobs and people who are unable to find full-time employment. The U.S. jobless rate now tops 24%, according to LISEP, which define these groups as functionally unemployed. It says by those standards, The lowest earning Americans around the U.S. are falling well short of what they need to maintain a decent standard of living. According to the LISEP. Sorry, y'all. Had to plug my computer in. These households, which in 2023 um, earn an average of $38,000 a year, which would need to make $67,000 a year to afford items the group tracks as part of its index, which also includes the cost of professional clothing and basic leisure activities. Basic shit. In order to afford basic shit, you need to make $67,000 on average. A lot of jobs ain't paying 67,000. Hell, a lot of jobs really ain't paying 38,000. And people saying fight for 15. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Let me add something up right quick. Cause fight for 15. $15 an hour. What's that? What $15 an hour is over a year? Salary. Give me a sec, guys. Can't believe I'm doing this on camera. Let me see. 58 times 4. Hold on. 15 times 8. Shit. So that's 20. That's like a little under $30,000 a year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Um, like really, our actuality, the wage needs to be at least $30 an hour. 25 is the low end, but $30 an hour, man. And y'all know these corporations are not going to pay that. Um, Traditional headline economic indicators like GDP and unemployment tell us the economy is thriving, but they don't reflect the lived reality of most Americans. Ludwig said in a statement, Americans are working harder than ever, fueling our economic growth, and the benefits of that hard work well was not being distributed in a way that supports upward mobility for too many middle and low income Americans. From 2001 to 2003, the cost of affording what amounts to basic levels of economic security doubled, according to LISEP's analysis. House and health costs surged while the amount of savings required to attend an in-state and public university soared 122%. So yeah, yeah. It says, meanwhile, median earnings for the bottom 6% of income earners fell 4% over the span when adjusted for the cost of goods tracked by the group's index. According to LISEP, income growth for these households has also lagged, rising 0.37% per year um, during the same period, less than half of much as for the top 40% of earners, the group found. The gap between how much low-income families earn and how much they need to afford a minimal cost of living is expected to keep widening. It says, unfortunately, it's growing because the items that go into the basket of goods and services to make the minimal quality of life are inflating at a higher rate than wages are inflating, he said. So yeah, what I get from that is that things are going to get worse. I mean, like, yeah, like the more and more and more things get worse, like eventually, I mean, this is why people are trying to do a general strike, because general strike, in my opinion, I asked a few people this and they gave me mixed answers. It's like the last ditch effort of a non-confrontational effort. Like I have a feeling that, you know, I have a feeling that general strike might not be enough. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. So, um, I just thought about something. You know, this is gonna be a very short segment, but um, what's the point of police? I mean, I get, you know, a lot of people say the truth about police, like police protect property, which is true, 100% true. But a lot of people in this country is still pilled to think that police protect citizens when it's documented that they don't. So this right here, I got it from this lawyer website. The, really, no, it's not a look. It's the Hour Commercial Dispatch. It says the decision echoed in a 1981 ruling by the court that cited a fundamental principle of American law that a government and its agencies are under no general duty to provide public services such as police protection to any individual citizen. I'm going to read it again. The decision echoed in a 1981 ruling by the court that cited that a fundamental principle of American law that a government and its agents are under no general duty to provide public services such as police protection to any individual citizen. So what that means to me is that police don't have the right to protect the people. So like the Uvalde shooting, for example, like the police just let those kids got murked in that classroom like that, and it took them minutes to finally do something. So basically, they could use that law to get off, and it's just it's so unfortunate. Like this is why we need to defund the police on the road to abolition. I should have pulled up the Ten Demands, man, but I forgot. But yeah, I just had to show that because people still think like I get they push all this propaganda shows on us and stuff like that, but police don't have the right to protect you. They don't have to protect you. So police are just property guards. That's all they is. So all right, now let me get to the next segment. Um, let's talk about the Democratic Party. Um, and shout out to Sabby Sab. She the first one that really talked about this. Um, like, oh shit, like yeah, like I know I talked about David Hogg a few times on here, but like, bro, like David Hogg basically wants to get rid of the do nothing Democrats and put in people that are willing to do something, I guess, like the bare minimal, like not even like change the party, just do something, to act like he's doing something, and they want to get rid of the guy. So let me share my screen. Uh, hold on, guys. Gotta. Damn, I need two monitors bad. This helps a lot. So yeah, Donna Brazil conniving ass and David Hogg was on Bill Maher show, and I'm finna play what they said. Here we go.
There's one thing I wanted to talk about too, which is a little bit of what you just talked about, which is there have been a few members that have come out that have said, well, if I retire, my life is effectively over. And what I would say is get over yourself. This isn't about you. This is about our country, and it's about your constituents. Nobody is I don't care if you've been there for decades or just one term. That seat is not yours. It is your constituents. That is who you're there to serve. And if they choose to serve somebody else, so be it. That's all we're trying to do with Leaders We Deserve is give people the option to vote for somebody that isn't necessarily the same person. That's been there
And Bill, let me
Before we get to this conniving woman right here, I mean, he's right. Like, that's the job of a politician, is supposed to serve your constituents. But you can see from a, not even a glass half full perspective, even a glass full perspective, that these people don't want to change nothing. They like the way things are. The Democratic Party don't really care about Trump in there. Like, you heard what Hakeem Jeffries said, like, hey, we have no leverage. They have everything. They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the presidency. Hell, they have the Supreme Court too. Like they don't want to fight. They just want to campaign and raise money off of issues, you know, and keep the status quo going. That's why it's called the status quo. They don't want to change nothing. I bet they say, "Who the hell this young gun think he doing? Trying to primary, the status quo." He put in the, as Nick Cruz say, he ain't wrong about this either. The young neocons. So Oh God, and here's Donna Brazil. Oh Lord, this woman right here, man.
Applaud one thing. I'm glad that David is at the table. You know, I've been at the table a long time, and I love being at the table because it took me a hell of a long time to get in and to get a seat. And once I got a seat and got my folding chair, I was ready. I was set. And there comes a day when you can't stir every pot, and you're gonna have to get the out. And I'm glad that David is throwing a rock inside the party. All I would like to advise David is my 25-year-old March on Washington King holiday, free Nelson Mandela self. Call me what the hell you please, but I know what I did when I was his age. I wanted to have a role in American politics. I want to care about my country. I want to love my country, and I want to give back what my country gave to me. And if David takes that spirit on the DNC, I'll vote for his ass again.
Let's leave it there.
So, I mean, like, this woman get on my damn nerves. Ain't she the same one that cheated, cheated for Hillary Clinton? That basically admitted that we gave Hillary Clinton the answers to the debates ahead of time, and then she get like fired from CNN or something? I think she was a contributor or something for that. I mean, I'm shocked she got fired. I mean, like, but hey, I guess matter of principle, right? Like, but now you went from that to saying, "Oh, I support what David Hogg is doing. You know, he's trying to make the party better." You know, I'm like, this shit's fake, man. It's fake. It's fake. I just don't know, man. Like, I don't know how people think you can reform this shit, bro. Like, you cannot reform the Democratic Party. The Democratic, like, running in the Democratic Party, you might as well watch paint dry for for years, man. Like, I'm serious. Like, nothing is not going to get done. And then I got this second video. Jab McCrockett was on the Urban View. I think it's a Sirius XM show, and she talked about who is they going to run in 2028. And I mean, I'm not surprised, but you might be surprised. So let me pull that up real quick.
Where they were trying to go with it, right? It is this fear that the people within the party, within the primary system, will have about voting for a woman, because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go.
No, you don't. Y'all don't want to win. If y'all wanted to win, in my eyes, the Democratic Party, I think y'all would have made Bernie Sanders the candidate. Like, I mean, I would say this. I mean, I'm not sure Bernie Sanders would have won or not, because America is just a weird country. But I'm saying you'll have a greater chance to win than you did with Hillary Clinton. And the only reason why Joe Biden won was because Trump botched COVID. So imagine, like, no COVID in 2020. I mean, run Joe Biden against Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump would have destroyed Joe Biden. So, oh God.
Go find the safest white boy we can find. I mean, I'm just saying.
Those are the callers that we're hearing. We're hearing people.
No, for real.
A white man's got to do it. We're getting those callers.
For real. And to be clear, when we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate. So I can tell, and I can tell you, it's not a black person nor woman, okay? So, like, it is, they have, quote unquote, they have chosen. And when I say they, it's the same donors that most likely had their opinions about Joe Biden and moved. So, like, that would be the they that I would talk about. Here is what I want people to understand, is I do absolutely agree with.
Well, so everybody's saying AOC was going to run for president in 2028. I mean, that means she still can run, but she's not going to get picked. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Like, she said it. She said, hey, they're going to pick a white boy. I love why she said it like that. White boy. Oh, God. Like, Jabby Crockett, stop trying to be Just stop it. Just be yourself. Like, I don't know why you. I know you've been told to, I guess, to appease black folks by talking. I don't even like saying this, like hood, but please. But again, it's like to me, um, like yeah, the DNC even back in 2017 when you know when they went to court, basically, damn, I don't have the article with me, but I mean Nico House was there, and they said, hey, we can pick a candidate from a back room. Anybody that's status quo. People say it might be Gavin Newsom. They say it might be Pete Buttigieg. How about somebody call him Pete Buttigieg? Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg. I like that better. Um, Pistol Pete, I guess. Like if you pick Pete Buttigieg, I mean the black voters don't like him, especially when you're in the South where black folks are conservative, and you know how yeah. If you know, you know about Pete Buttigieg's lifestyle. It's not acceptable, within that realm. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, and Gavin Newsom, I mean, I mean, none of these people ain't. I mean, I ain't voting for none of these motherfuckers. I mean, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Like, if you're new watching, I'm not. I don't belong in the duopoly. I'm a free thinker, I guess. I'm an independent. so, yeah. I'm not even beholden to no third party. Like, if a PSL party, if they run a candidate that I like, I vote for that person. If the Green Party runs a candidate that I like, I vote for that person. So, I'm a free thinker, man. Like, I think we should be anyway. I think really, in all actuality, everybody that has a platform should be focused more on in local politics anyway. But yeah, this is not surprising. Um, like um, like watch. LC might run, and then they're gonna do her like they did Bernie Sanders, and they're gonna put Gavin Newsom or Pete Buttigieg out there. Oh yeah, I thought about it too. Since it's gonna be a white boy, no Gretchen Whitmer either. Interesting. So let me get back to this.
With Malcolm, when he talks about not ceding your power. At the end of the day, don't give up your power. People fail to recognize how unique Trump is. They continue to say, well, we lost. Well, they both lost to Trump. Trump, who is a misogynist. Trump, who is going to ramp up the misogynist in the first place, because that's what he does. He is disrespectful. Like right now, he still doesn't know how to deal with me, because if you punch me, I'm punching back, okay? So like, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Now I know he think he running again. But that ain't happening. I don't care what all is going on in this country. And I don't care how many things we won't say we are absolutely going to do. I am telling y'all with all confidence, he is not running for a third term. That is not a thing. You have to understand that it wasn't that they lost per se. I mean, obviously, Kamala was in a very precarious situation. She ran for 107 days, and there had already been, I tell people that we need to look at what exactly is the persona of the party or the persona of a candidate. And they had already characterized her as a prosecutor, period. She was a prosecutor. That was how they characterized her. They had done that years ago. And she did not have the time to explain, I'm the same type of prosecutor you would have wanted in the case of Breonna Taylor. Yeah. Yes, I was a prosecutor, but I was one of...
Yeah, I mean, like Kamala Harris, I like how people say Kamala Harris had 107 days to run. This, and she ran as a prosecutor, but not in that sense, not a corrupt prosecutor, but the one you probably need for like Breonna Taylor or some shit like that. Like, no matter how much you spend it, Chad McCracken, Kamala Harris was just a shitty candidate. She was an idiot. Like I just said, she was an idiot. Like. And like Mike said, like she's either drunk or she suffered brain damage from COVID or some shit. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's not about running a woman for president. The thing is, no matter if it's a woman, if it's black or Hispanic or Asian, it don't matter. The problem is that these people shady as hell. Hillary Clinton was shady. Kamala Harris was shady. They both lost to a game show host. They lost, well, yeah, lost to a convicted felon. So that lets you know all you need to know about them two people. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. Yeah, by the way, like, again, I forgot to finish. Yeah, man, the Democratic Party is not democratic. They don't listen to their voters. Their voters wanted Bernie Sanders. They they got Hillary Clinton. They wanted Bernie Sanders again, 2020. They got Joe Biden because Pete Buttigieg did not poll well with black voters. Kamala Harris was a disaster. Didn't win a single delegate in her state. Like, oh God. So now let me get to the next. All right, guys. So the next story I want to talk about is I'm pretty sure you guys heard this days ago because I'm always late to this stuff. I admit I need to be more on top of my game, man. Because the news comes out so fast, and once it's in the back burner, it's gone. Anyway, Trump administration is working to move 1 million Palestinians to Libya. So yeah, it says details are murky and no final agreement has been reached, but the plan is under serious enough consideration that the administration has discussed it with Syrian leadership. Now I have a question. Like, I know Trump is a narcissist and he just don't he talks out of his ass. I get that, but like, these countries, first he said Egypt and Jordan should take the Palestinians in. Like, these countries are not capable. They don't have the resources to support all of these people. Like, my solution is that just give the Palestinians their land back. But let me continue to read this. I'm gonna read some of it. Um, the Trump administration is working on a plan to permanently relocate up to 1 million Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to Libya. 5 people with the knowledge told NBC News. The plan is under serious enough consideration that the administration had discussed it with Libya's leadership. 2 people with direct knowledge of the plan and a former U.S. official said. In exchange for resettling of Palestinians, the administration will potentially release Libya billions of dollars of funds that the U.S. froze more than a decade ago, those 3 people said. No final agreement has been reached, and Israel has been kept informed of the administration discussions. The same 3 sources said. The State Department and the National Security Council did not respond to multiple requests for comment before this article was published. After publication, a spokesperson told NBC News that these reports are untrue. Untrue. The situation on the ground is untenable for such a plan. Such a plan was not discussed and makes no sense, the spokesperson said. Basim Naim, a senior Hamas official, said that Hamas, the U.S. designated terrorist group that has run Gaza, was not aware of any discussion about moving Palestinians to Libya. Palestinians are very rooted in their homeland, very strongly committed to the homeland, and they are ready to fight up to the end and to sacrifice anything to defend their land, their homeland, their families, and the future of their children, Naim said in response to questions from NBC News. Palestinians are exclusively the only party who has the right to decide for Palestinians, including Gazans, what to do and what not to do. Um, the representatives of the Israeli government declined to comment. So of course they declined to comment. I mean, like, hell yeah, like the answer solution to that is that they don't have to leave their own homeland to go to another country stay in their homeland. Give one state solution. But I'm not done yet. I'm sharing my screen again. Um, share my screen again. Um, um, this is right here. It's from Drop Site News. Um, it says Trump claims that there are 1.9 million people in Gaza he'd like to see relocated, ethnically cleansed. Um, here's the video right here. I'm gonna play a little bit of it.
Israel, Hamas, the situation in Gaza is going to come to an end soon?
Gaza's a nasty place. It's been that way for years. I think it should become a free zone. You know, freedom. I call it a freedom zone. It should become a freedom zone. It doesn't work. Every 10 years they go back. They have Hamas. They have everybody's being killed all over the place. I mean, you ever see? You talk about crime stats. It's a nasty place.
Are these people, these countries that you were just visiting, are they going to have to be a part of the solution?
Well, they would be. They would be. I spoke to all three of them. They would absolutely be. I mean, they're really rich and really, 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 even more than rich. They're good people. And they would help. And so money's not even the problem.
You got to get countries to say yes, to take them.
Look, these are people that want to be in the Middle East. They really want to be in the Middle East. They love the Middle East. I see that. There's a spirit for the Middle East. They didn't have to go to Sweden, Germany, these different countries. They could have been home in the Middle East if somebody had the brains to build beautiful communities. You know, 1.9 million is a lot of people, but it's not a lot of people, relatively.
You know,
So, let me say this. So, basically, it was over 2 million people in Gaza initially. Now, they're saying 1.9. So, you're telling me that... So, you're admitting, but not admitting that Israel is wiping out Palestinians. Yeah. And, you know... man. You know, like, kicking people out so you can build resorts and hotels and shit like that is just it's just so hyper capitalist. Oh God, Trump, man, that's Trump for you. I mean, what can I say? And also too, man, I forgot to mention this. Israel has been fucking with the Palestinian people by saying we're gonna bring in 9 trucks. It turns out that the 9 trucks were body bags. They look like bags of flour, but they were body bags. Again, like, how can you be on Israel's side at this point? Like, I mean, of course Trump going to say this. I mean, Trump is a Zionist. Like, we know that. Trump supports Israel. Trump is Israel's bitch. Of course he's going to say that. I mean, it's not even surprising at this point. Now I got another one to share my screen again. It says, breaking. Hamas says Witkoff personally promised to lift Gaza blockade in exchange for Eden Alexander. The U.S. admittedly broke the deal. Senior Hamas official Basim Naim tell drop site they threw him in the trash, and there has been zero progress in the Gaza ceasefire. So Hamas is, trying to do what they can. They Hamas wants a ceasefire. They want a permanent ceasefire. Just, the United States doing stupid shit like this. Like, hey, we're going to end the blockade. Hey, we're going to allow food in. You just release the hostage. Hamas did they end the bargain, release the hostage. And then they said, hey, fuck. And then Witkoff told Hamas, fuck you. So yeah, man, this is diabolical, man. It's diabolical shit. So yeah, man. I just had to show y'all that. Yeah, like I said, when Trump means freedom zone, he's being a hyper capitalist, interventionism. I'm probably saying it wrong because I can't talk. Um, like, I mean, it's just not surprising. Freedom Zone. See how they make it sound? Um, that's how they make shit sound logical. Then you really read it and like, damn, they just want to get rid of Palestinians so they can, build properties. Because it's all about, capitalism. Everything is all centered around capitalism. You gotta understand that. All right, guys, that's the show. I badly made it all hour, but I did it for you guys. Um, Next time I have more stories to talk about. Um, I want to try to get over like at least 2 hours, cause cause usually around by that point more people be tuned in. So got some more shameless plugs before we go. Like the video, and subscribe to the ATP Network channel on Rumble and YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. And you're on Twitch, so hit the follow button. And also too, man, go to gospelfunds.com. Support the Palestinian. You know, oh wow, you heard it so much, but you support them. You know, like I mean, again, like you got time to be on Twitter, shit posting. I mean, I guess that's your leisure time, but you can also have leisure time and do something productive by sharing some of these GoFundMe links for these Palestinians. So GazaFunds.com, and also on the bottom of the screen right there too as well. Follow the ATP Network Twitter account at ATP Network 247. So yeah, y'all. Thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show on the ATP Network. I'm Andre Morton signing out. Have a good one. Oh yeah, and by the way, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu and Joe Biden.